big trend that we've been seeing is that makeup artists are working with designers and designers are giving influence to makeup artists. There's really a synergy between the two, and that is translating into products that are coming out.
Sarah Silver, and I'm a beauty and fashion photographer in New York City. Today we are shooting new trends in beauty, and we're showing things that I think the average woman hasn't seen yet.
We decided to look at what the next 10 years held in terms of new beauty treatments, because we're always interested in the new beauty frontiers.
So the reason we did Beauty Almanac for 2010 is because, well, it's the beginning of a new decade and people are always asking what the new big thing in beauty is. What is the next thing that they should be asking their dermatologist about, they should be trying out at home?
My name is Christina Stratzis. I am the stylist on this shoot, and I'm the assistant fashion editor at Marie Claire. I think a lot of people, believe that you have to have a lot of money in order to have the best treatments, and what we're trying to say is there are these great, new, amazing treatments, but it's also something that's a little more accessible to the everyday woman.
We decided to do like a top 10 list of things that you might hear about in the next year or in the upcoming years that you might be interested in.
One of my favorites was a new contouring laser that you can do yourself. It's got one of those long, thin lights, and it's apparently a fat contouring laser where you basically melt your own fat. And so we're really highlighting the fact it's going to be available and then asking whether or not this is what people want.
So a lot of dermatologists have been talking about how they can do scalpel-free facelifts.
It's much less intrusive than some of the more traditional facelifts, and apparently it really gives you a great plump face and a beautiful glow. What more can one ask?
So everybody's obsessed with iPhone apps and putting more things onto their BlackBerry and smartphone in order to be able to maximize their time and multitask. And now you can have beauty apps too. There are new websites out there where you can download applications onto your iPhone, and they help you diagnose what your skin problems are and help you choose products to treat your skin condition. MySkin.com has a huge database of 4,500 brands of different skincare products, and that they can compare you with different people who are already in the site, and then they look and see what products have worked for them and suggest them to you. On Facebook, Crest actually has a 3D white tool so you can whiten and brighten your smile in your photo.
We're also going to see a lot of the miracle product keratin, which is apparently huge in Brazil and is really beginning to infiltrate the American market.
The big trend that we've been seeing is that makeup artists are working with designers and designers are giving influence to makeup artists. There's really a synergy between the two, and that is translating into products that are coming out.
So you get all sorts of designers now coming out and working on colours. One thinks actually of Takoon working with Lancôme to produce a fantastic pink that was very true to his collection. Chris Benz is coming out with a line. So it's really the melding of fashion and beauty, which we're going to see much, much more of. I met Kate Milliken at a party, actually, which sounds like one of those classic editor stories where someone comes up and says, "Have I got a story for you?" And actually it was one of those cases where she really did have a story for us. And she had been diagnosed with multiple sclerosis. She was in her early 30s, obviously extremely depressed about it and very gloomy about the outcomes.
It was such a shock. Like, everything for me really moved very, very fast once it all happened, and all of a sudden I was in the hospital and I hadn't known a lot about MS, and to me it was really, from what I did know, a death sentence, or at least a sentence of your life is going to go down a very unhappy path.
And then she decided that she was going to really investigate it, do everything she could, which included traditional medicine and some more unusual techniques which are completely unproven.
For me, there was a real moment of, oh my God. And also at the time I was single, so I was living in my own apartment, running my own business, coming out of the hospital January 2007 thinking, I have a new reality and it's all mine and this is the way it's going to be.
But the combination of what she did, in fact, reversed the disease. This is a very controversial story because people will tell you that you cannot reverse this disease. But what her doctors at Mount Sinai Hospital found was that the lesion that they had found on the back of her neck, which signified that she did indeed have MS, had actually disappeared.
So I have my own business. I have a video production company and we shoot interviews for personal tributes. And I travel all over the city to do these interviews, and I'm my own crew. So even though it's great having my own business, there's definitely an element of schlepping that comes along with it, which sometimes can be a grind and sometimes not. Today I'm doing okay.
There was just a lot of kind of grappling of what does this mean and how do I feel and how is my life going to be and what can I do? Can I keep running my business? Can I go out on dates? Can I still bike in the park? Like trying to kind of come to terms with that.
She is an extraordinary example of someone who really tried to take control of something which feels, and to a lot of people is, completely uncontrollable, and she really made a difference.
Every day first of all I eat something healthy like a piece of toast with some avocado on it, and then I take vitamins, and then I take a shot. It's time for green juice, which it's not the sexiest breakfast drink that you've ever had, but it's a very healthy one. After the green juice, I will be going to yoga, which is why I'm dressed like this. And I find for me and my MS, it's a really, really good thing to do. You know, how often in New York do you stop and take a deep breath and evaluate and just let things stand still? For me, it's been really, really helpful and really powerful, and I think it definitely helps with making me feel better.
She's a very inspiring, intelligent, interesting, quite beautiful young woman. She remains clear of it, the lesions have not come back, and it's an extraordinarily interesting story.
It's Tadashi Shoji. I'm a big Tacori fan, and my fiance and I got our wedding rings from them, and they've just been amazing, and we're big fans, so just out to say hi and play with them and just support. I finished up Mad Men this week, and I am off to Georgia to do a movie with Katie Heigl, Josh Duhamel, Hayes MacArthur, and Josh Lucas called Life as We Know It, and I'm going to start that next week.